Kim Yoo Jung's baby bump? The truth Kang tried to hide after his military return. Did the camera really catch what everyone thinks it did? Or has Korea just witnessed the most explosive misunderstanding in years? That is the question echoing through every corner of the entertainment industry tonight, a question so loaded that it has shaken even the most seasoned reporters. Because for the first time since his quiet discharge from the military, Kang appeared in public with a look that many described as tense, guarded, almost protective. And at the center of it all was Kim Yoo Jung, the beloved actress whose every movement is followed like a national heartbeat. Hold on tight, C-drama family. The world of your favorite celebrities is unfolding before your eyes, and every moment is more breathtaking than the last. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now, because trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. It began with a single video. A 6-second clip filmed by a fan at a private studio parking lot in Gangnam. In the low light, the angle was shaky, but clear enough to reveal two silhouettes stepping out of a black van. The man walked slightly ahead, turning back again and again as if checking his surroundings. The woman, half hidden in a loose beige coat, kept one hand raised as if shielding her face. What set the internet ablaze were not their identities alone, but the way the woman held her coat. Close. Protective. Resting over her lower stomach. Those 3 seconds sparked a wildfire. Rumors erupted within minutes. Some whispered that this was the secret romance fans had suspected since their first drama together. Others insisted this was nothing more than two actors coincidentally leaving the same building. But the loudest voices were asking the question no one expected to hear. Is Kim Yoo Jung pregnant, and if she is, what exactly is Kang trying to hide? By dawn, Korea had split into two worlds. One world demanded answers. The other insisted on protecting the image of two of the country's biggest rising stars. Yet neither group was prepared for the revelations that followed, because what looked like a simple scandal quickly revealed layers far more dramatic than anyone imagined. The first source to speak was a staff member from the studio they exited. He stated that Kang had arrived hours earlier for a top-secret photo shoot, a project rumored to be his comeback campaign after his long hiatus. Kim Yoo Jung had arrived separately, apparently meeting with her management team on a different floor. According to him, their departures overlapped by accident. But when reporters pressed him to explain her posture in the video, his voice faltered. He said she held her coat that way because she was cold. He said she was simply tired. But the hesitation was enough for the public to keep doubting. Then came the second blow. A witness claimed that Kang was unusually protective of her in the parking lot. That he blocked the view of approaching cameras. That he shielded her from onlookers. That he whispered something that made her nod gently before getting into the van. For fans who spend years watching their on-screen chemistry, this was more than fuel. It was confirmation of a possibility they had secretly hoped for, and yet feared to believe. And just when the noise reached its peak, another piece surfaced. A security guard from the building revealed that Kim Yoo Jung had visited the studio multiple times in the past few weeks, always arriving quietly, always dressed comfortably, always avoiding attention. This pattern ignited an even deeper speculation. If she was preparing for a new drama, why the secrecy? If she was working on a commercial, why the attempt to hide her schedule? Why did everything suddenly feel like a carefully guarded secret? Meanwhile, Kang's agency remained silent. Kim Yoo Jung's camp released a short statement denying the pregnancy rumor, but it only intensified the public reaction. When a denial arrives too quickly, people begin to doubt it. When a denial avoids certain details, people fill the gaps. And in those gaps, theories grew. Some argued that the two stars had grown close long before the military enlistment. Others believed that their reunion after nearly 2 years apart brought emotions they could not hide. A few insiders whispered that Kang's tense posture in the video was not fear of discovery, but fear of hurting her reputation. As hours turned into days, reporters dug deeper. They traced timelines, cross-checked sightings, reviewed old interviews, rewatched behind-the-scenes clips where the two shared smiles that seemed too tender for mere co-workers. Every detail from their past was resurrected, magnified, placed under a microscope. But the most compelling detail came from an unexpected source, a medical staff member from a clinic near Hanam. She spoke anonymously, saying she had seen Kim Yoo Jung in the waiting room 2 weeks ago. Alone. Hooded. Calm. The staff member emphasized that the visit could have been for anything, from a routine checkup to a simple consultation. But after the video surfaced, her memory felt much heavier. And still, no one could confirm anything. What made the situation even more dramatic was Song Kang's silence. No interviews, no statements, no denial. Just silence. The kind of silence that can either protect the woman at the center of the storm, or confirm every rumor whispered in the shadows. Fans were torn. Some begged for privacy. Some demanded clarity. Some believed love was blossoming behind the scenes. Others believed everything was a misunderstanding fueled by a single unlucky angle. But then came the final twist. A new video emerged, filmed by a different fan from the opposite angle. This time, the lighting was clearer. In this version, Kim Yoo Jung's coat did not look tight. She did not appear to be holding anything. Her posture was relaxed. Her steps were steady. Song Kang's movement looked less like protectiveness and more like someone trying not to be photographed after a long day. The second video changed everything. Suddenly, headlines softened. Speculations quieted. What looked like a scandal turned back into nothing more than coincidence. And yet, the lingering question remains. Why did one moment look so intimate, but another look so ordinary? Why did the first video feel like a secret, while the second felt like reality? Maybe it was the lighting. Maybe it was the angle. Maybe it was the desire to believe in a story that felt too dramatic to ignore. Or maybe, just maybe, there is more between the two actors than anyone will ever know. Because sometimes, the truth is not what the camera captures. It is what the camera cannot see. The release of the second video should have ended the story. It should have calmed the noise, put an end to every whisper, every rumor, every desperate headline. But instead, it did the opposite. It ignited a new wave of questions, sharper and more dangerous than before. Because while the second video cleared one suspicion, it revealed another. In this angle, for the first time, viewers noticed the detail that no one had seen earlier. A tiny gesture. Barely a few seconds long. Easy to miss unless you watched carefully. As Kim Yoo Jung stepped toward the van, Song Kang reached out. His hand brushed her lower back. Not by accident. Not in passing. But with a slow, familiar touch that lingered longer than anyone could explain. It wasn't romantic enough to confirm anything. It wasn't formal enough to dismiss as polite. It was something in between. Something personal. Something intentional. And that was all it took. The speculation returned stronger than before. Why would Song Kang, who had always been careful about physical distance in public, touch her in such a way? Why did Kim Yoo Jung not react with surprise? Why did she look comfortable? Journalists began calling this moment the silent confirmation. Not because it proved anything, but because it revealed a dynamic no one could ignore anymore. Suddenly, insiders who had stayed quiet began speaking. One stylist claimed the two always shared a quiet chemistry, even when surrounded by 30 people on set. Another production assistant said they often stayed behind after filming, talking softly while everyone else packed up. A third insider insisted that their connection was obvious from the very beginning, but they both guarded it fiercely. Still, none of this answered the question burning at the center of the storm. Why did Song Kang behave like a man hiding something, and why did Kim Yoo Jung avoid the cameras with such care to find answers? Reporters dug deeper into their recent schedules. That was when they uncovered a detail that sent shockwaves through the industry. Both actors, without announcement, had turned down multiple endorsement shoots in the last 3 weeks. Not because of schedule conflicts. Not because of filming commitments. But because of undisclosed personal reasons. For 2 stars of their level, this was rare. Suspicious. Almost unheard of. Around them, the pieces of a puzzle were forming. 2 actors seen at the same building multiple times. Unusual changes in their schedules. A touch that should not have happened. An angle that raised more questions than it answered. And then, just when things couldn't get more complicated, a new revelation surfaced. A medical courier reported delivering a confidential document to Kim Yoo Jung's home earlier that month. The envelope was sealed. Marked urgent. Addressed directly to her. The courier didn't know what was inside, but after the rumors began swirling, his memory sharpened. The envelope came from a well-known private clinic known for handling high-profile clients discreetly.